Every bull run, it has its tells. In history, it's going to repeat itself once again. In every cycle we've seen, it's the layer one smart contract blockchain that leads the charge. That's the good bet. That's the big money. Go back, look, Ethereum, and then Solana, Terra Luna, AVAX. They all started cheap, overlooked, and then exploded onto the spotlight. This time, Flare stands at those same crossroads here. This is the dark truth, though. This is the reality of the situation. Most people are going to miss it. They're going to chase the hype, things that have already run up. They're going to stack into that, and they're going to ignore the signals that are right in front of them. Partnerships stacking up, DeFi exploding, and biggest of all, XRP finally unlocking its true potential through Flare. Layer ones, they're the bet. They're always the easy money, the big money. And right now, Flare's the sleeper that no one's paying attention to. But when this market takes off, and it will, those that saw it early, they're not just going to win, they're going to dominate this bull run. This presentation is just an overview. Why is the FLR token likely to do well as both a short term during this bull run and also very long term. And if you want the minutia, the fine details, the technicals, go check out Flare Community. Mickey B. Fresh just put out his first video in a while. They do a great job, but we're going to make this real simple here. Again, every cycle, the layer one, that's the bet to make. That's the leader in the bull run. This time, Flare stands alongside those next-gen chains, like we've seen Sui, Aptos, built for speed, scale, efficiency, those Rust chains. That's been the rage so far. And Flare's right there contemporary with them. And so when you go through the top 100 chains, FLR stands out as the most compelling value play. It's the next gen layer one smart contract blockchain that has yet to run. We've seen Sui, Aptos run up. They've already showed some growth and they got a lot ahead of them for sure. But Flare, that's the value. That's the easy capture right here. With unique data capabilities, interoperability baked in, Flare is poised with the newest wave of L1 innovators, yet it trades at a fraction of what its valuation should be. This is the time. This is the moment to act because we're running out quick here. History shows when this bull run takes off, smart contract blockchains, the new kids on the block, they're going to lead the charge. It's only a matter of time. Now, what makes Flare so compelling? Well, we see first and foremost DeFi. It's going to be a huge player here. And it doesn't just do what Ethereum does. It doesn't just do what Solana does. It has a novel design that it's the only thing in the world like this with this F asset system where people can bring on their XRP, their Bitcoin, these assets that generally you couldn't safely earn yield from them and use them in DeFi protocols, and now you can. That gives Flare a huge long-term advantage over its contemporaries here. It does something valuable that no one else can match today. Stablecoins, we just saw. We got new regulations for stablecoins. There's going to be a ton of growth in that area. This is an efficient way to use and to hold your stablecoin value and earn yield off of it. It's going to be a huge driver of growth on this blockchain. Interoperability, that's what the future is about. Your money, your data flowing between blockchains without any friction. That's one of the most valuable use cases in blockchain, and that's what really Flare is going to solve here. This blockchain of data and interoperability. Asset markets, efficient trading, built into this protocol, being able to bring on assets from not just XRP and Bitcoin, but also, your Ethereum ecosystem. We've seen Cardano have great success with that. You want to buy an Ethereum asset? It's a bull run. Gas fees are getting out of control. You got to buy it somewhere else. Well, the Flare blockchain is going to capture a lot of that trade, a lot of that value, and should be a huge driver of growth for Flare. And then lastly, AI integration. Now, this one we don't know a whole lot about yet, but we heard Hugo, what he said. He said that AI, using blockchain for AI, may be even more important than what it's done for money. This is really the next frontier of blockchain, and we'll have to see how it develops this bull run. But if we capture some of that, that's just a tack on, like turbocharged, ridiculous driver of value. And it's one of the reasons I'm so excited long term for Flare. Now, a lot of people are worried about the token value, a couple cents, hasn't taken off yet. When we look at past bull runs, the 2021 bull run being the latest one, we saw as Ethereum neared its all-time high. Smart contract platforms like Solana, Luna, they were trading at like $5 right before massive explosive run. You had to get those mega caps to really stretch out. and hit new all-time highs. And then everyone's looking at that saying, you know what? There's not a lot of gains to squeeze out of this any longer. Where do we go? And they start going down through the top 100 chains. They're not going to go to, Project 5000, right? And when you look right now at those top 100 chains, again, the contemporaries, the really next gen blockchains, your Squeeze, your Aptosis, they've already had some success. You see Squeeze all the way up to, number 14 or so. Flare has the most potential that's left there. A next gen chain, highly capable, hitting all the right spots. DeFi, stablecoins, interoperability, asset markets, AI integration, NFT, you name it. It's got the capability to do that, and it's still valued really, really good. This is an opportunity. The market's in a little bit of turmoil here on this Sunday. Big deal. Ethereum is going to blast past all-time highs. XRP is going to be setting new all-time highs. Bitcoin is going to reach out to its max, and people are going to go down this list, and they are going to land on Flare, and they're going to like what they see. Further, Flare already has listings on a ton of, crypto exchanges. We're not having to beg Coinbase and Kraken and all these other ones. And further, Binance is going to list it soon. And when that happens, I think pandemonium is going to break out. We have the perfect setup here. Ledger, running a great deal right now if you need a new hardware wallet. Ledger Stacks, that's their flagship model. If you buy that one, you get $80 and free Bitcoin. You get one of these little cards, QR code. The Ledger Nano X, that's the one I use. You get $50 in free Bitcoin. Again, the 18th, I believe, is the last day for this deal. If you're in need of a new hardware wallet, affiliate link down below if you want to help the channel and take advantage of this because it's going away quick. Partnerships. I can't stress this enough. These partnerships for, a coin that ain't in the top 20, this is massive. And the biggest one, Google Cloud. This isn't one of those like, oh, I'm a Microsoft partner and they're part of the Azure community or something. No, this is a real partnership and it's massive. Why is Google interested in Flare? Well, I think it's because of their AI component, blockchain AI, and probably data and all that other stuff, of course. But people don't understand how big that Google partnership really is. Vivo Power, looking to bring $100 million of XRP into Flare DeFi using F assets. This is a corporate entity with a lot of XRP that's saying, hey, we're going to hold this in our treasury. We also want to earn a yield off of it. They're not going to be the last ones. You're going to see crypto hedge funds, corporate entities like Vivo Power and more. Maybe even Ripple themselves. And then it's going to be super popular even for the retail investor that has these dormant assets that wants to earn something off of it. You're a long-term investor, you might as well earn some yield off of it. And then Kraken, this direct on and off ramp for that Tether coin that's been very popular. Flare isn't just building tech. It's locking in heavyweight partners across AI, DeFi, custody, fiat rails. This ecosystem, this is no joke. This is starting to look really serious. This is looking like a top 20 coin with these types of partners, maybe a top 10, at least over the long term. This is a big deal here. Now, you can't ignore the big one here, FXRP. XRP's big move into DeFi. F assets launching, XRP finally being brought into the DeFi era, and you have the EVM sidechain. I think this will be very symbiotic with each other. You're going to have a lot of applications that are going to leverage the capabilities of the EVM sidechain and Flare. And we heard that in an interview here this week with Santiago Velez, co-founder of the Zhao DAO, and Hugo. They were talking, and Zhao DAO is going to be holding a big treasury in XRP, and they're like, we want to use this system. And we want to earn some yield from our XRP we hold long-term in our treasury. You're going to have liquid staking coming soon after for XRP, bringing on more assets like FBTC and beyond. And there's going to be lots of incentives to get people to adopt these systems, to bootstrap these next-gen DeFi plays. You can have the best, idea in the world. You have to get users. You have to start marching towards adoption. And Flare is going to be, very aggressive making that happen. DeFi explosion on Flare. Well, who benefits? I've said it before. Corporate XRP holders, crypto funds. You had all these people. They were, piling in to Terra Luna. And they shouldn't have been. A dangerous system. This is a system where they're taking their time. They're making sure that it's ready for that reason, because we're going to have corporates. We're going to have, crypto hedge funds, developers, applications, retail users. Like, it has to be done right. We've already seen some success bringing over USDTO. The stable coin that was integrated, and it tripled transaction value locked in just a few weeks. You're going to see more of this kind of stuff. SparkDex, surging volume with the governance token SPRK now live. New protocol, Cyclo, no liquidation leverage, lending markets, new wallets, all sorts of stuff. This is really a robust system that's accelerating quickly, and it's filling a need that no one else is. That's what's important. You can't just do what everyone else is doing and say, well, use our system. Why? People are already used to using Solana. People are already used to using Ethereum. What do you do that's better? What do you do that's different? What are you bringing? What innovation are you bringing that's going to onboard new users? And Flair's got it. It's got it in spades. I hear a lot of people that are worried the airdrops are going to come to an end. Is that going to kill the value? The FLR airdrops, yes, they're going to end, but that's really when the real value kicks in because we're replacing airdrops with powerful DeFi systems that are really designed to drive real demand for FLR. You have this massive XRP Ledger community that you have a good shot at capturing a good chunk of it. People that, they haven't used Ethereum. They don't use Solana. They don't use these other DeFi chains, but they would like to. They would like to use a real system that's within their ecosystem, that's built on substance, that's scalable, that makes sense to them. A lot of those people would like to participate, and they're going to be able to here. Lastly, we have novel and highly scalable design here. Room to carve out a big niche in the most competitive arena, the layer 1 smart contract blockchain. If you got big money, you're trying to do something in this space, you're launching, a new chain, this is where it's at. This is where all the competition is. This is for all the marbles. People ain't trying to build, the next XRP or the next Bitcoin. They just hey, they got their spot. We're not catching them. But everyone looks at Ethereum and says, you know what? We can run them down. This is where the competition is at. And Flair's got the makings to really jump in here and carve out a big part of the market. Airdrops, that's the beginning. And that was kind of good because it kept people, engaged during this downtime. I wasn't a fan of it at the beginning, but it kept people engaged while they were still building out this network. But now it's time to move on from that and actually have usable systems. And when that phase kicks in, the one that drives demand of FLR instead of giving people free FLR, that's when you're going to see this value take off, in my opinion. Now, people ask me, how am I approaching this? This is just my personal approach. I'll be transparent about it. I'm not a guru. I'm not telling you how to handle your coins or, your investments. For me, I think we're going to see massive runs. This bull run, huge price appreciation, in my opinion. If we capture that, I'm going to take some money off the table. I'm going to be selling some FLR. I know some people are like, no, just compound forever. That's fine. It's not what I'm going to do. But like XRP, I'm going to leave about 20% on the table for long-term investment because I don't know. Maybe we are going to go into some super cycle that's like the tech sector that just keeps going up forever. I don't think that's the way this plays out, but I'm not going to gamble away that future. So yeah, I'm going to keep, about 20% of my FLR long-term. And I hope to be a long-term user of this network because I think it has a chance to build something sustainable, something valuable. But I also think this is going to be a heck of a bull run and it's going to have a big opportunity in my opinion. I'm not worried at all of where the price sits. It's to be expected. Look at Cardano. Where is it at? Look at all the major, altcoins. They haven't taken off yet. They have to go first and then they're going to roll back like they did last time to those next gen blockchains of layer 1 smart contracts, and then they're going to dominate probably the second half of this bull run. Flair's going to be right there, and it just has the best value at this point in time. In my opinion, when I go through the top 100 coins, I don't think there's anything even close. Let me know in the comments, though, what you're seeing here. Are you concerned with this chain? Do you think it's going to do well? Because I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Lastly, there'll be a link down below. Great chat, Hugo, Santiago Velez, Zhao Dao, Flair. And I think this kind of shows the symbiotic nature of the XRP ecosystem and new apps that are going to be emerging over there in Flair and how it all kind of fits together. Jenna did a great job with this interview. Click on the link, check it out. I think you'll really like their talk. And I think it gives you a glimpse into the future, how the XRP ledger is evolving and becoming a next-gen chain in its own right, and how Flair complements that very well. These are going to be two monsters here. Check out that interview. Subscribe to Jenna X, doing a great job. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.